Hi, everybody, and welcome to Buildernation Procurement Edition. In this episode, we are taking a closer look at how hardware startups handle the basics of procurement, from finding the right components to managing supply chains and keeping costs in check. Keep watching as we hear from industry pros, sharing their best tips for overcoming procurement challenges and getting great products to market faster. Today, we are joined by Eddy Ayala, Purchasing Manager at Velentium. Welcome, Eddy. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, to start with this, present yourself. Tell us something about you, about the work that you do now in Velentium.
Yeah, so my name is Eddy Ayala. I've been with Velentium for about 18 months now. 10 years, going on 11, all medical device supply chain. I started in clinical diagnostics, and now I've moved my way over to medical implantables and the CDMO side of things.
Wow, that's really cool. And now that we are going to talk about procurement, what do you think are the main procurement challenges that are currently facing the hardware industry? Can you give us an overview of these issues or challenges that we have now?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So I think COVID taught us a lot about how supply chains are structured.
Yeah.
We can't run as lean as we used to. So the big push here now is to try and find suppliers that want to work with us and that can commit to supply, right? That's the biggest challenge right now. Coming to a smaller corporation, should I say, that's up and coming, there's a little bit more leeway to be able to find those new vendors, whereas like the bigger companies, we're kind of set in our ways as far as what vendors we're allowed to use. So I really like that about this.
Mm-hmm. I know that you mentioned the suppliers and the vendors. What strategies can be implemented to be sure that you are working with the right supplier?
Right. So as a contract manufacturer, a lot of our clients come to us with their own supply base, which is great to start. But we like to look forward and kind of bring them into the fold with some of our supply base where we have a little bit better pool and we have those established relationships now. So yeah, that's a big strategy, is just really implementing those relationships early on.
Yeah, that's totally true. I agree with you. And in your opinion, how the procurement strategies differ between, as you mentioned, between maybe a small company and a small startup to difference with the large established companies?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the larger companies typically are set in their ways as far as their approved supplier list go, and it is very difficult to make changes in a larger company. In the smaller company, you have a lot more leeway. You're able to work directly with the customer, with the design, all the way down to, with your vendors to be able to really push out really great product and be able to try out new things.
Yeah, that's totally true. And now that you are mentioning the good products, the quality, how does choosing the right quality impact with the procurement process and the company goals?
Yeah, so I mean, quality is at the forefront of everything, especially in medical device, right? If we don't have that from one of our vendors, then we'll have to look somewhere else. Just because it is, we're delving into class 2 and class 3 medical devices. Like, quality is everything here. We will forego some of the price just to have that really great quality that we can give our customers, and that we can push forward, because at the end of the day, our name's behind that.
Yeah, it's true, because as you said, the clients, the customers are going to be really, like, I don't know how to say, but picky with the things that they related with their health, with their bodies. Yeah, I think that's totally important about the quality, as you mentioned, and how procurement play a role in Velentium while the team is building or developing the product.
Yeah, so again, we have our choice, especially coming from the design side, going over to manufacturing, in what vendors we want to use a lot of the time. We're able to really kind of dictate where that quality needs to go and to what vendor is going to be able to really deliver that. And so that, we play a huge role in that, in kind of driving that, not only the business side, but again, the quality side of things.
Yeah, I think it's super important. And now that we are mentioning the quality, the how to choose the right suppliers, the right vendors. Do you think that you find a difficult decision that you have to take during this time in Velentium? What was the most difficult decision?
Uh, yeah, so we've had quite a few actually. Um, I think some of the more difficult decisions is, maybe telling customers that, hey, we built take injection molding, for example. We built a mold for you, but it was only for prototype. Now we need to go ahead and move it to manufacturing and kind of, wrapping their head around the fact that prototype was only for a set amount of time. And now we're moving to manufacturing. And yeah, it's going to cost money, but at the same time, you're going to get that quality that you expect from us.
Yeah, totally
So
true.
those are difficult decisions to have with customers.
Yeah, I imagine that your role in Velentium and in general about procurement, supply chain is really difficult, and sometimes you have to make a decision like that just to have the balance between the cost, between the quality of the product.
Correct.
Yeah, and to ensure that to be sure that the cost and quality are in balance, do you have any specific tool or a strategy that you use?
Yeah, so we use our ERP system a lot right now for quality data, right? So NCMR data, RMA, anything like that. On-time delivery is also a big push for data. So we are able to kind of filter out those really great standout suppliers just based on our data.
Yeah. I mean that sometimes it's good to have, well, not sometimes, always is good to have like a tool that help you with that, so you just can focus on develop the product on as I mentioned, have the balance between the quality and the cost.
Right.
Yeah, and what advice would you give to the startup squad just starting to build their procurement strategies after all this time in Velentium, or maybe in another companies that you saw that you maybe at the beginning you have a I don't know, a problem with that, and now that you know that probably the new startups can avoid.
Yeah, so try not to limit yourself to your own supply base, kind of expand, allow us, if you're taking it to a CDMO, allow them to help you, right? Don't be dead set in your design. Feedback for manufacturing is, kind of life and death when it comes to a lot of the cost. So definitely, just kind of come in with an open mind and allow us to help you.
Yeah, that's cool, and I think that that's the things that we need to have an eye on to check out before or when you are developing a product or having a startup. That's the thing that you have to do. Now, what do you think are the pitfalls that people need to avoid related to procurement, related to supply chain?
Yeah, don't be dead set on any one vendor. There's no such thing as a perfect supplier. Everybody has their issues. Be willing to coach them, be willing to help them. Also, just, be really mindful of your data, right? Always try and stay on top of your data because that's going to tell you everything you really need to know about your supply base.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I want to know also, because I know that you work with a team too. So how important is to finish with this interview, I want to know how important is for you to build a team to work with the same vision maybe as you.
Yeah, absolutely. So here at Velentium, we have a big push on our work culture, and we like to hire like-minded people. Coming from only medical device, I love to work with people who have a lot of the same mentality that I do. It makes it makes the supply chain job much more easy here, and everybody is very open to helping and making changes and even jumping in. Maybe it's not their specialty, but they're more than willing to jump in to help. So that is huge here.
Yeah, I think that the most important is your team, your suppliers, your vendors, and the customers. I don't know if
Correct.
I'm okay with that or not. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Eddy, for joining us today and share your valuable insights and thoughts and ideas about procurement. And is there any social media handle or website you would like to share?
www.velentium with the V.com.
Okay, perfect. And to everyone that is watching, don't forget to check out our website, buildernation.io, and subscribe here to our channel. You can also connect us with LinkedIn by following Builder Nation to stay updated with our latest content and exclusive news. We appreciate each and every one of you for being part of this amazing community. See you in the next episode. And once again, thank you, Eddy, for joining us today.
Thank you.